naturally, but when you have to be on the TV and the camera, yes.
So I thought we could start by my asking you, or maybe I don't need to ask you, you could, as we start, um, give your greeting to those gathered in
We have students in Kenya that are going to be taking.
We have, and of course, these are professionals already, some of them, and some of them are not. But if you could greet the participants, I think we could, participants, not students, in Kenya. And then I think, well, if in your reflections, as Jerry and I ask you different questions, and of course you can speak without questions, if you could focus on relevance to what's happening in Kenya. You know, there's a lot of violence between religions. And what Gandhi has to offer, and your course on peace building, maybe some particular ways that those that are teachers or those that are young leaders could build
culture of peace.
You know, the culture of peace. Yeah. So, and they can edit it. I mean,
oh yeah, that's
so,
good. That's right.
Yeah.
So are we ready?
It's recording. It's been recording for.
Oh, it's been recording.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, Maria.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we're so grateful to you, Dr. Kapoor, for making the long journey from Fresno, and it was a hot journey. I know that, and we all benefited, both those who were gathered here as students taking Dr. Grudzens' course, and also those of us from the community were really inspired by your own soul force, that, you know, your voice carried such strength as you spoke to us in the classroom, and we are so happy that you're going to give a message to our circles in Kenya that will be gathering, and we know there are many Hindus that are living in Kenya as well, and so we'd like you to greet them and offer them your wisdom.
First of all, thank you very much for having me for this interview. I especially feel very blessed that you gave me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and views with the students and also with the participants in Kenya. I am very especially thankful to Jerry over here, who has been with a lot of patience pursuing for some time. Finally, it has happened, and it is happening like that. So I feel very much blessed and privileged and honored being over here as your guest. And thank you very much for your hospitality, for your kindness, for your love and affection that you have shown to me and to my son, who is not here. So he is also very thankful, actually, that he enjoyed your company last night. I also want to really give my very special greetings to our friends, brothers and sisters of Kenya. I really had thought of coming and meeting you in person, but due to my other reasons actually, and particularly the long journey, but spiritually I feel connected with you. Though I am not there physically, but I certainly feel very much connected with you all there. I can feel that vibration, to be very honest, that I'm there with you like that. I know Kenya, like any other country, has gone through some difficult times. There have been some serious tragedies of violence and episodes of violence in your shopping center, and very recently in one of the education institutions. And that certainly has broken my heart, and for all people in the world who are peace-loving, they all have felt it was like an earthquake, to be very honest, when we heard the news and heard about how many innocent young students actually became the victims of this fanatic, radical act of violence actually on the part of some people who, God forgive them, because forgiveness is a very important piece actually of the peace education. But at the same time, education also is very important like that. So those who have committed these acts of violence, well, let God take care of it. He knows. God knows, that power knows what to do with it. We human beings do not have answers to that. But we do hear from inside a special voice actually that guides all of us. How I know about it? Well, I have a mentor, though I have not met him. He always used to say, there is an inner voice. There is a voice inside of us. We need to listen, and that is Mahatma Gandhi. It is his message. It is his words actually that all the time keep on ringing in my ears actually, which I would like to share with all of you. He has inspired people like Dr. King in our country here. He has inspired Dalai Lama. He inspired Nelson Mandela and many, many others actually. Cesar Chavez also in our valley in Fresno area. So he has inspired a lot of people. I know, in spite of all this thing, violence is there. Violence is not easy to be handled, but we should not give up. We should never give up. I have a theory, or it's my philosophy. In order to deal with 1 ounce of hatred, you need 10 pounds of love, which means that we have to work much, much harder. That is the test of our strength, that we have to work much harder, keep on working in order to educate these brothers and sisters who engage themselves in such acts of violence like that. It's not going to be easy, I tell you, but there's a hope. Let us not give up the hope. If we give up the hope, we have lost. Let us not give up the hope. Hope is the best strength for all of us to keep in mind. Keep the hope alive. That's what some of our civil rights leaders used to say, and still say, keep the hope alive like that. And that gives us strength like that. So therefore, I wish you all the best in your efforts. God provide you all the strength. You empower your students if you are a teacher and professor. And the students actually, I certainly want to feel them. You are the leaders of our future. You are the one who is going to carry this message actually with love and compassion. Those are very important things. You will be tested. This is what happened actually in the civil rights movement here in this country. This is what happened in the independence struggle in India and in other places. Those who participated, those who led, they really suffered. They experienced a lot of violence. People threw rocks at them, threw all kind of other trash on them, but they did not actually react in an aggressive manner like that. And eventually, non-violence won. This is what has happened here in this country, but it still requires a lot of strength on our part. Let us keep on the work. Let us keep the torch burning and pass it on to generation after generation.
Dr. Kapoor, people we're working with in India come from 4 different traditions for the most part. The Christian, the Muslim, the Hindu, and the indigenous. We're going to have representatives of the indigenous traditions also. Could you say something about the Mahatma Gandhi's understanding of interfaith, which is part of the theme of our conferences we have in Kenya, how interfaith harmony is so important to peace, and how he he understood interfaith.
I consider Gandhi a role model for peace building and interfaith communities. If you read his life, if you attend or listen to the prayers that he used to hold every evening, you will find passages that were read, passages that he made a part of his prayer every day. They were of all different faiths and religions like that. He used to say, whatever faith you follow, if you follow sincerely, you will reach the destination. It doesn't matter what road you take if you reach that destination over there. And sincerely and non-violently like that, you keep on pursuing like that. And you mentioned about the indigenous people. Yes, I have personally believed that each culture has strength. Let us emphasize those strengths in each culture like that. Each culture has some negative points also. Now, when I was in South Africa, I'm trying to remember the word that they use over there. It's not coming actually. I didn't think of it. That really is such an empowering word which brings actually people together. And that means I'm here because of you. And you are here because of me. We are here because of each other, like that.
Relationship.
Relationships like that.
We're all interrelated.
That's right. So I'm pretty sure you could add that word later on. And that's a very powerful message actually that actually I heard in South Africa when I was attending this conference, global conference against racism, like that some time back. So each culture has strength. And Kenya actually, you had leaders like Jomo Kenyatta, by the way he led the country for independence. These are the leaders whom we need to follow like that. So we have to actually go beyond some of those things that divide us. We have to look at actually, now this is what actually Gandhi's message is. The whole world is my family. We have to keep that in mind. And then later on, he said, we must be the change that we wish to see. In other words, we have to be role model of ourselves like that. So I therefore would like to appeal to my brothers and sisters in Kenya that they should not give up hope, they should not give up patience, keep on working. You probably may have read in the newspaper the recent tragedy that happened in a church in Charleston in South Carolina. Very sad thing that has happened. But the people who, dear ones, lost their lives, one of them said very specifically, we have forgiven
The perpetrator.
that the, my goodness, who has that kind of a capacity and the courage and compassion to forgive somebody who has killed your dear one like that? This is a great example like that over there. Great source of inspiration actually for us like that.
It's a good model for even for what we're doing.
Very good role model actually. But to retaliate it, it will start the cycle of violence. Right? It will perpetuate the cycle of violence. It will not end it like that over there. And this is what we have learned from Gandhi, Dr. King, Bishop Tutu, Nelson Mandela, Dalai Lama, and many such other spiritual teachers like that over there. So these are our role models. We should study more and more about them like that. This I would recommend all of my brothers and sisters. Please read more about them.
Just for our friends in Kenya interest, Dr. Kapoor is a professor of peace studies, retired now at Fresno State, and he started a peace garden. Just show a picture.
Yes,
You might want
I'd
to
like
explain
to.
how important that peace garden is and how it's been part of the heritage you're passing on in your work in peace
Yes.
building.
we have a memorial for Mahatma Gandhi. That was the first memorial that came. Then came Cesar Chavez, right here. Then came Dr. King and a woman of peace, Jane Addams. We are working on our next edition on Nelson Mandela, like that. We are hoping pretty soon we will have Nelson Mandela added. And also, in addition to that, we are also working on adding a leader of the Native American in the Peace Garden. Because that was my also part of the dream, that we must honor the Native American, the indigenous people that you mentioned like that. Particularly for me, they have a very special meaning, very special relevance in my own life. When I was in India, I used to read a lot about them, and particularly their spirituality, the spiritual message that the Native American Indians have. Very simple thing, love for Mother Earth. Take only what you need. Share with others. Those are the very powerful spiritual messages that we actually hear from the Native American Indian culture like that. So we are going to have an edition in the Peace Garden in honor of the Native American Indians also. I hope I'm still alive to see both of these. After that, what happens, God knows.
One other area that we hope to develop when we go to Kenya is peace with the environment. In other words, today we have such a challenge here in California. We don't have enough water. All over the world now, we have Mother Earth in suffering and pain because Mother Earth is under challenges.
Yes.
So the environment is something we all share. Do you see that as another area for interfaith?
Oh, definitely. In the peace studies, actually, there are 7 major areas that we emphasize. Nonviolence, conflict resolution and mediation, human rights, global conflict, study of global conflicts like that, international relations, and environment. Because those are the very important things. If the environments are not taken care of, why? We have lost. And in Kenya, if I remember correctly, one of the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Mathai,
Yeah.
she was given the Nobel Peace Prize because of work in this area,
Exactly.
like that. She is a very good role model,
Right.
actually, for the people of Kenya. And I hope that somehow my brothers and sisters who are present and listening and working on the peace education curriculum also invite her on some day, meet with her, and get more actually connectedness with her and inspiration from her also. This will be my little request. Actually, I myself would love to meet her. And
Unfortunately, she passed away,
Oh, was it right?
but I believe her heritage continues
Was it right?
through various women's
I'm
groups
sorry
there.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever work she has done by is just commendable.
right.
Like that. Very proud of that.
We're working with another women professor from
Is that right?
Santa Clara,
Thank you.
Teresia Hinga, who's
Yes.
very familiar with her work.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, thank you very much for educating. Actually, I have not kept up like that. Now, in respect to the curriculum, I would certainly suggest, particularly those who are in the field of education and teachers and responsible for curriculum, they should consider developing courses actually. Particularly, I have given you a course outline. I will be very
We'll
happy
share
to
that with our.
Yeah, I'm very happy to actually share through telephone, through some other ways. And there should be a course actually on peace, the history of peace and nonviolence, another course on conflict resolution and mediation, which will be very good for teachers actually, how to resolve conflicts in the classrooms actually like that. And one particular program that I would like to recommend for them is peer mediation. In California, we have introduced peer mediation programs in many schools. Peer mediation is where children, young at age, even in elementary, middle school, high school, are given training in mediation and conflict resolution, and then they are the ones who are resolving conflicts actually before it goes to the principal or the teachers like that. They have been trained. So we have a very strong program in Fresno area in our school district. We call peer mediation like that. So we are giving training from Fresno State. These kids come at Fresno State, and one of our teacher actually, who is very much involved into this, gives training to the children actually. And my own grandson got training in peer mediation like that. And he was a peer mediator in the school like that over there. So this is something that they should also consider, peer mediation, where the young people in schools are given training in mediation and conflict resolution, how to resolve conflicts. And I have a lot of videos actually also
Wonderful.
on that too, like that over there. And then each school and institution develop an outreach community service. Because I would like to see that our education institutions become very close, get connected with the community. If there are slum areas, take the students actually over there. Let them work actually with the people. Let them promote education, literacy education, health education, whatever it is. In other words, there should be more closeness and connectedness between an education institution and the community and neighborhood. Wherever it is, they should actually. That's a real learning is, to be very honest, in my opinion. Real learning is.
Maybe we can put some of these materials on the internet.
That's right.
Work with you and make them available to our groups that are working with you.
That's right.
Maria, did you have?
Well, I was thinking sometimes we look at an area and we're so discouraged. We don't know how to begin to foster community, which I think is one of the basic elements of peace building. And I know you have a course on peace building. And when you have students in that course that maybe don't feel empowered to make a difference in their community, what are some of the ways that you empower them in your classroom and stimulate their ideas and their sensibilities and their talents for the greater communities?
Well, thank you very much for asking that question. Very good question, very relevant one. Of course, peace building has been defined by United Nations slightly differently. They call it is a post-conflict intervention to repair, to restore, and build the damage done by the conflict. This is the technical definition, actually, like that, which is very important. I define peace building as building relationships.
Oh,
That the cornerstone of peace building begins with building relationships. If we do not actually build relationship, whether it's an individual person or a group or a community, it's not going to work. You may have all other kind of plans. Building relationship, starting with that.
yes.
And how that happens, one of the important things is when you have to build relationship, no doubt, you have to reach out people, you have to listen. Where they are, where their needs are, where their problems are. So listening very actively, I call active listening, what the people have to share with you. Sometimes you have to come to their level of understanding,
Yeah.
their level of knowing about things. You may go with the degrees. In order to serve people, you don't need a PhD. Dr. King used to say that. You don't need any degrees actually at all. You need to serve people in a very faithful, very sincere manner, and you will see the result of that. So building relationship is one, and with lot of humility, with a lot of active listening, and with lot of respect for people, like that. These are beginning things actually like that over there. So relationship building is very important like that. And listening to what their needs are, what their problems are. This is what, when I started actually working in my villages, I tell you from my own, like that over there, I was sent in a village where the government officials would not go to work, police would not go to work. It was a very tough village.
In India.
In India, this is the experience that I have. And I was assigned, I was really, I was surprised of why I have been sent to this place actually over there. I went, first day actually, I just went around and I just introduced myself to people. Some of them listened, some of them did not pay any attention. Then what I saw, that in one corner there were children who were playing. I started a meeting with the children actually over there. They started showing some interest, who this guy is like that over there. They were playing with indigenous kind of material, all the games actually that they play in the children, and they don't have any fancy things. So I noticed that there is a need here. They are the best actually to start with. So I brought a soccer the next day. I brought a soccer the next day. I said, well, let us play. And they were very curious. They wanted to play. Another thing I noticed, there were two groups of children. One group of children were playing on one side, another group of children playing on the other side. I said, why is that so? Found out, children of one group was from the high caste, and the children of the other group were from the low caste. They were the untouchables. I said, gee, it is going to be challenging to bring together like that. So I said, well, let us see what happens. I invited both the groups. They did come. I said, well, would you like to play? They were very hesitant to mix up with each other. Very hesitant to begin with, but when they started playing with the football, they did not know who they were. In few minutes, the children from the low caste, the children from the high caste, they were just running around, taking the football here and there. And it worked. So I started developing relationship with the children first, then with the young people. Why? When they saw that this young man actually working with the children, coming every day, and working with them, and boy, here's the youth group, they are playing sports and things like that. Then they started paying attention to me like that. With the young people, with the children,
Yes.
they were actually paying attention. Hey, here is a guy who is not talking of politics, who is not talking of religion, who is not talking of anything. He just engaged with the children, actually keeping them out of trouble. That was my way of reaching
It
them.
was your
out.
foundation.
The foundation. Then after that, I was able to reach the adults. And can you imagine, not only the women of the village actually, they would come to me and talk to me about their problem. Normally the women don't talk to men over there, but they would talk to me about their problems and issues like that over there. That how the men don't pay attention to them. So I would then was becoming the messenger between men and the women like that over there. So it's a building relationship actually like that over there. Which I think this is how you start whatever opportunity comes actually, take that advantage of that. I started with the children in the village, and in 6 months, oh boy, it was a different village altogether. The low caste people cooked the food, and the high caste people came to eat. Then the high caste people cooked the food, they served the food, then the mix.
Oh my goodness.
That's a great
That was
example. That's a great example,
Yeah.
and it gives us a good way to think about maybe how we can work more effectively
Yes.
wherever we are, whether we're here in the United States or in Kenya, any part of the world, is
Yes,
starting.
I think crossing those boundaries,
Yes.
you know, and reaching out, you use those words, reaching out.
Very important.
And you reached out to the children who
Yeah.
were, you know, open to you. Children are
They
so
are very
open.
innocent, they are
Yes. Yes.
open mind, listen to
Yeah.
you. They are not actually bothered by all these prejudices, and they do have it. They have learned from it, but
Yes.
there is a way to overcome like that.
Yeah.
There are ways
It's
to overcome
easier,
like
yeah.
We know that the youth in Kenya are very important to world
Yes.
peace, so perhaps that's a thought we can take with us as we go to Kenya. And again, thank you for this time. And I'm sure when we go to Kenya, that we'll have some questions to bring back to you
Yeah, that's
from
true. most
Kenya.
of-
So we're hoping to start a dialogue between you and
That's right.
Kenya.
And share some of the material that I gave to you,
Right.
anything else actually. And I also want to thank you, both of you, personally, for the love and affection. You are ambassadors of peace.
Thank
Both
Thank
of
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Carry on, keep the torch, keep on doing the good work. And with my love and respect to all of you as my brothers and sisters, you have my support. Don't give up. Keep on working, and love and compassion, forgiveness, reconciliation are the key words of peace work. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be with you.
That was wonderful. I could feel your spirit going right to them, right to them. Of
It's
all
gonna be
those
great.
thousands
It's
of
gonna be great,
miles.
yeah. It's like you're right there with them.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
that's
are. You are. You left your body. And
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
aren't
To
they
both of you.
terrific?
Aren't they great?
They're-
Aren't they
they are
great?
just
Let's have a hand for our
extraordinary.
Thank
Yeah.
I would like to see that actually tape before you send it over there.
Sure, definitely.
And you'll edit the first
And
part.
I will
right?
give you a few more copies of this one.